focus all the things about chisa, right? And how we're going to apply it, and how we should train it. And so including your visual, way to look at, and your balance, and so on, right? So I'm going to demonstrate in here because so you guys can move, come around. Probably you could put your camera over there. That would be better here. So all the camera. So you can swing around this way or that way. She's here, fine too. Okay. So now the point has to be as close to the center as possible, right? So the point of contact, the equilibrium point, two equilibrium points, as close to the center as possible. Okay. And this elbow point has to be outside of this point, right? So that means if this one is out here, that means there's an opening, or you not, because that would not be able to deal with it. So you have to. Right. So that forks out. So you have a tunnel that goes across there. All right. So you rotate, right? Now, so often that you get guys that come from the other school and they rotate like 100 miles an hour. So you keep trying to do that. If I don't, what good? Don't do anything, right? So you dictate. You don't want to go like 100 miles an hour. You don't really know what's going on, right? So you rotate. Now, because you establish the equilibrium. So if you want to attack the Fuchsau thing, now if I push here, I transfer his attention to here. So I do a little jab, or I do a palm, right? So I push this, right? So you can then you can, by diverting his attention, right? So I do this, or palm strike, and then you watch this one comes along, you can take care of it. Right, so align yourself. Does that make sense to you? Yes. Right. So same thing that if you want to attack with the tansao, you little bit just little bit force, and then you have an opening, right? So you can, because you can go to the elbow, or here, you can go here, and then when you are here, you can, right? So you can make this, right? Because you can see the, yeah. So when you rotate, right? You watch the elbow that moves, right? You watch the elbow that moves here, right? So from here, and then you come back to here, right? Okay. So you go from here. Okay. So we're going to do something very simple first, and then we build it up, and then we encourage you to ask questions. So what if, you know? So and then how we're going to apply it. All right? Okay. Defensive, right? I do a few south here, right? Right? I put him on the defensive, right? Then I can check here, right? And pin up both arms, right? So you got from here, view south, check here, pin up both arms. All right? So your eyes, remember I say, use your eyes smartly, right? You in here, your eyes actually, right? And then you see this, you come around, right? Okay. So because he's doing this, you do a bill out, you bring your elbow in, so it deflects the force that he pinched your elbow, right? And then you're attacking him, and he's too busy. He might be using this, right? He might be using this to deal with you. So his force is going over there. So you come around, right? So you come around. Okay. All right. Now, just run through the counter of the counter, right? See, you go through some principles that in Wing Chun, you don't fight force with force, you deflect, right? And also, you might even do a side step, right? So you got from here, you got here, you take this, and here you go build out, and then you, as soon as you do build out, instead of do a pass out from this end, you do a bong out from this end, you eliminate that pin. But if you do a pass out from here, here, you do a pass out from here, okay. Now he does a lap out here, lap out. Then you have to do a bong out on this end, right? Or you do a quan out from here. Right? So, but let's do this, right? Let's do this. So a lap out, a bill out. Right. So you do a bong, you cover it from the inside, then you have a kick from there. Video strip, you know how to do it?
Yes, very much.
You're gonna go over
Did you set the button?
Yeah, already set.
Okay.
Everything is set.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So you got from here, right? So you got from here, there, right? Right. So you side step, put your weight on the back foot. Your bong will take care of that bill side. And kick. So you put him get him busy. So you pin up that elbow and you go to the blind side. Right? So you got from here. Right, here, bill, right. Okay. All right. So I want, okay, I want you to ask some questions, right? Because really that a lot of things that you should look at. What's the principle behind what we're doing? And why we do it, or is it any other way of doing this? Basically, you got these. Say you got these, right? And if he does a bill, you can actually do a bill and kick and stay on one side, or you can do a bong out, or you can do a gang out. You can do a gang out, right? So from here, you can do a gang out, he do a bill out, right? You can do a gang out from here, and you can, So it's the same principle. Same principle. You're deflecting the opponent's force, right? All right. So I want you to ask me that, a certain scenario. It doesn't have to be this scenario, and how do we deal with it? Or what's the principle behind it?
One of the moves a lot of people, especially during the Baltimore Freedom,
Yeah.
they're coming off the back knee and they're closing, so they're closing the front.
Oh, you mean closing? You mean fighting?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. So, see, the certain way you can deal with it is that, say if I were, say if you do it here. So I were here, So if you, so because you are actually crossing, so I can just go straight in the middle. Yeah, you just go straight in the middle if your stand is strong enough. I mean, if you're as big as the other person, right? If it's not, then you just sidestep, right? So you avoid the force, right? Yeah, because whenever people come in with the V foot, right? They actually cross the center. So whenever they cross the center, yeah, you can just kick right in the center, and then give you time to go around, or you just go around and give it time to avoid this force. You know, right? You want to try this? Huh? Try this, and then we come back.
Question as well. Does that work the same if you throw the backhand also?
Oh
crossing?
yeah. Because if they punch like that, they actually open up the center, right?
And kick is always to the center.
Yeah. All right, so you can try this, huh?
Thank you.
Good, huh? This is your very basic. The neutral side stance. The reason that no one else can use the neutral side stance except us because they don't have the kick, right? So if you're standing like that, you're in a lot of trouble because you are too square on, right? But if you have this kick there, that eliminate that problem. So you must be able to use this kick to use the neutral side stance. So the first thing is you occupy the center, kick, then you can go either side, right? So that's before he even able to see that, before he even able to execute his technique, because his technique is out here before he can, he hasn't even come to, passing, right? So that is, but if you don't have that, if you don't, you're not trusting this, right? Then he comes in, right? Then, right, you cover his elbow. Then you take this on the outside and, right, make him go around you, right? So, but I wouldn't go this way, but I don't know. I would go this way because it's still on the line of his force. I would go to the other side.
You said,
Yeah?
you said this way, not.
Yeah, I would go to the blind because he's coming around you, right? He's coming around you, so he's still on top of you, right? I would go this way, right? See? See how hard for him to change?
That looks more comfortable too.
Yeah, right? Okay, yeah?
Is it permissible to step into the center? That's what I did. I wasn't expecting that result. As he was coming, as he stepped.
Yeah, you can do that, but you don't need to do this. Because your face is right in front. So what's wrong with kicking?
No, actually.
Right? So your face is not in front of his punch, right? Right? Because you push him, he punch you, right? Okay? And also you're standing in front of my camera. You're gonna get hit twice. Alright? But you understand? It's good to discuss because you don't know. You know the first instinct is that he's crossing his center. He had an opening there. Right? But because that's why you line up the neutral side stand, you line up that kick. You line up you use this leg. Without this, you shouldn't be using a neutral side stand. Without this, right? So you always have to be prepared. People trying to charge into you, right?
See, I have a question. If he's lined up in a front, right front stance, and he attacks with that side, you're still in parallel, I guess. So
Makes no difference.
no, the other guard. You're crossed.
No,
And he
the
comes back.
The Seagull was if you were in.
If you were in right,
your right front.
Oh, right. And it comes to the other
Yeah,
side.
this is better.
Same rule?
This is better. It's better for me because I'm already on the blind side.
Okay.
Right? It makes no difference. Yeah. Doesn't matter which side he's using.
As long as it crosses the
But
center.
as long as you have this kick there, it will deal with it, right? So you have two ways of dealing with it, right? So you can, you can take a side step if you want, from either side doesn't matter, right? You don't need a side step.
Doesn't that violate force against force though, if I stay in the
No.
middle?
Well, you already kicked him first. He's not. That's why I say your kick will be before he even accelerate with his punch, right? Okay. That's it.
Yes, sir, yes.
Huh? Yeah.
Sifu, another question, is
Yeah.
it okay?
Yeah.
Choi Lefat,
Yeah.
the Pao Choi, this one and that one, they come across.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Which,
when they do this strike
yeah.
and this strike.
Yeah, but if you eliminate the first one, the second one is not there.
Okay.
The first one, is like, oh, I'm gonna have this, and I'm gonna have that. But you eliminate the first one, right? So you just deal with it, right? Because same thing, same principle. Same principle. That you go from here, bang, right? So I want to put pressure on you, right? Before you even do anything, I want to put pressure on you, right?
Okay.
You have to move 3.1416 times more than I do.
And then for this one.
You haven't, I have never saw that one in my whole life. They always go down on the
Oh, okay.
I mean, of course, you come back, they will go on top of you, right? But that's the system I taught you is that I'm here, right? I'm here, right?
And I sweep,
Bang, I already kicked you.
so then this one.
Right.
yeah.
I never saw that one. I don't want to see that one. Right? True, if you give, the strategy is that if you're on defense, you counter attack. Every time you defend, then you put pressure back on the other person. Then put him on defensive. And when he's defensive, he cannot hurt you. Right? So that's the principle of the Wing Chun, right? So of course, if you keep coming back, but if I don't do that, right? If I don't do that, I can be here. You're still in trouble, right? Because you cannot use that, you're in a lot of trouble because I don't come back in a straight line. Even though if I retreat, I come back on the side, right? You just look at the angle. Does that make sense to you guys? Huh?
Yes, you can.
So when you have to retreat, right? I can go the other way, right? Right? When you have to retreat, you still don't want to go back in the straight line. You go across. So the the swing, he had to readjust his swing because I'm no longer there. Right? Okay. Yeah. Huh? So you want to try this? Huh? Try this. Yeah. Just. Okay. So his question was that somebody doing a field, right? So you're crossing your arm, so you just do adjust out. And then you either pin both arms together or you take him across, right? So you go from here. Right? Because
one more Sifu,
Yeah.
with this one.
Right.
A lot of modified people, they do this.
Right.
You won't even let me get there.
Because his attention is no longer this way. This one is free, this one, right?
Oh, that's even easier.
Yeah, I can even take the elbow.
It's not right.
Because his attention, right, he's too much concentrate on this one, right? Right? You cannot, because you got two equilibrium points. You destroy one. Right, so you got here, right? Right, because he does a park here, right? Does a park here, and then I do a park here.
Cut you off in the first instance.
Oh, that's,
They're cutting them off right away.
Yeah, right?
Can
Okay.
you show the Bill Salad first one?
which
The,
one?
the
You're
bill
clear on the
yeah,
attack.
the wins, this one.
Oh, well,
Yeah, this one.
were you trying to do this and lock?
Yeah.
They're trying to get your attention off and do this and try to lock you.
Yeah, but
So you're
I
talking
already-
Bill
I,
Lock.
they lock with this one, I already come to this one,
Okay.
so there's no longer there, right? Right, see, because he wants to lock with this one. There's no longer there. Okay, so you want to try this too?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, now, see what's, okay. Now, with this part, right, with this part, straight away you do a bong. You already get out of there. But when you do the bong, you have to do that side step, right? So the one that I show you is very hard to do, right? You do a part here. I do a part following you, but because I send you everything going over there, right? But you can do this, right? You can do this, right? So you're watching this one. How can that one get you? You can't control it. So you do a bong, right? You do a bong, but you must do a side step. And then also when you do a side step, you have a hidden weapon there, the kick, right? So you go from here, right? Bong, kick. So, right? That's easier. This one is harder because this one is the grandmaster's technique. It's harder. It's harder because you are doing opposite of what you want to do. So you have to retrain everything. You have to start cross-dressing and all that. Right. All right? See, most of the attack, you can diffuse it by a bong sound, a bill sound, or a gang sound. If you know how to cover, the relationship, your leading elbow to the opponent's elbow, right? So like for instance, right? So it doesn't matter what he does, right? If your arm is underneath, then you can do a bong sound, you will cover anything, so you pass out, right? But you side step this way, right? So it doesn't matter, this one will come to you, you just wait until you go past, right? Or you got the kick there, right? So as soon as that bong sound, you kick there, so you right? Or if you do a part from here, right? So you can do a gang, right? A gang, right? So a gang you can continue to go to the other side, just like your techniques. Or a gang from here, right? We got a gang here, like that. Yeah, a gang here, and then you, right? Or you can do a bill sound, right? So if he does a part, right? You can do, see that? Part. So I got a bill sound.
Was it pop, pop?
Yeah, you do a park. I do. Right. So, right. Right. So you do park and build. Right? He's trying to do that to you, see that? Right. But you use that to give you enough room to do that. Right. So these three things. There are other defense techniques, but I think you should concentrate on these things. And then you're trying to build on. I mean, they are fancy techniques, right? So he does it by heart. Right?
Anybody see that one?
Sorry about that. Sorry.
But that's the one that the Chinese guy doesn't want, right? No, but see what I did was do a park. Do either on this side or I'm on this side, right? So I just do a whole pie Cheung here, right? But you don't again come back, right? So even though look like that, I'm using two arms against one arm, but I'm in better position. All right. So you can try this too, just like the like the wound dummy technique. Right? Okay. All right. So let's try, and then we can answer a few queries. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Now remember I said that, see, when your arm is underneath, right, let's do this. When your arm is underneath, right, you can do a bong sound, right? So if you strike, right, right foot step back. Every time right foot step back, you have a kick. Right. Here, right foot step back, you have a kick. All right? Okay. Now, when your arm is on top, you have a view sound, right? So you go park out here, park out here, park out here. You have a view, you have park out. You know, you have a gang cell there, right? So the gang cell, you have a gang cell there. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you have your arms can only be on top, underneath. So you focus on that. You master those two techniques: the gang cell, park cell, view cell. Right? Because when you do. So when your arm is on top, say, parks up, views up, or